So today I'm going to be talking about the Boston Tea Party. So before I even get into it, I'm just going to say one thing that would have been really helpful when years ago when I first read about this. The Boston Tea Party was definitely not a party. Like, no part of the Boston Tea Party was fun. Let me tell you about that. So this happened on December 16th, 1773. So about 2 years before the American Revolution even started. And well, like the name says, it does involve tea. Like it's not called the Boston Tea Party because of a random thing that happened somewhere. Now it happened in Boston, and there was tea involved. So, like with all the events leading up to the American Revolution, and of course the American Revolution itself, well, it was an act of protest from the by the American colonists against the British government, specifically because of a tax. I'm going to get into the tax in a second. So, what they did was they obviously happened in Boston, like I said, and well, they boarded three trade ships that obviously carried tea, and just threw the ships overboard. You just got the tea and threw it into the sea, into the ocean. Um, I think it was around 342 chests of tea into the water. And the way they got onto the boats was by dressing up as Native Americans. I mean, anyone with the night side could tell they weren't. But it did make it easier, I guess, because they got on fine. There was no resistance. And, yeah, even after that happened, no one was blaming Native Americans. The British knew perfectly well it was, in fact, the colonists that had been that had thrown the tea into the sea. And I mean, it's Boston. That's where the Boston Massacre took place in 1770. So the British there knew that the local people did not take well to their stay there. So, well, like I said, I have to talk about why they did it. So, well, first I would tell you why they dressed up as with the mohawks and with the Native American Indian dresses or whatever. Well, the I mean, first of all, the British love their tea. Like you can't. That's a fact. The British, as a general thing, love tea, and those British people in the colonies, they also love tea, and it is a huge part of the income of the East India Trading Company. Tea just, I don't know if it was the biggest part, but definitely one of the biggest source of income for the East India Trading Company. And well, this company had been stated as the only company the colonies could buy tea from. So the British government had said, "You guys want tea? Sure. You can only buy it from this one company controlled by the British government." So yeah, you're gonna be paying to make for the tea. You can to be paying it to the British government, and well, on top of that, apart from only being able to buy from this one place, they had to pay an act they had to pay a tax under the Tea Act, which all the tea they had to pay an extra tax. That money would go to the British government, but of course the tea was also going to British, like the money from the tea was also going to the British government. So everything was going to the British. And well, they didn't think that it was fair, why should we have to pay so much to the British? And why shouldn't we have a say in how the taxes are being imposed? Like no taxation without representation. You've probably heard that before. And well, they refused to pay the taxes and said, "Yeah, we're not gonna drink the tea, so you can might as well take it off." The British said, "No, we're just gonna keep the tea there, and you're gonna buy it." So they did that. And of course, like the dress is supposed to disguise and just to tighten. It's just disguise. Well, we can't really tell if this was planned I think it was, but just short term. But like I said, there was this big town meeting earlier that day, led by this guy called Samuel Adams. You probably heard his name before. If you've read anything or you like beer, on the American Revolution, you've heard of Samuel Adams, the beer Sam Adams. And they discussed the tea tax, how to manage it, how to fight them. No one really knows if Sam Adams himself was part of the organization of the Boston Tea Party, or it was just people from that meeting who said, hey, let's just do it. But, I mean, Sam Adams did say there was actually people defending their rights, and it wasn't an angry mob, but I do believe that at this meeting, someone suggested it and they planned it, and then a few hours later they did it. But I don't believe it was formally planned, but it was kind of planned. So I said, yeah, 342 containers of tea. That's a lot, right? But it doesn't seem like that much. Well, it actually is that much. It's 90,000 pounds of tea. Just in terms of conversion rates, just $1 million, American dollars, in tea, to the sea. Just there. So, I'm gonna give you a bit of fun facts about the Boston Tea Party, because why not? Because the Boston Tea Party, that's done. So, if you want to know the names of the boats, these were the Dartmouth, the Eleanor, and the Beaver. And the Beaver had been quarantining outside the harbor for 2 weeks because of smallpox. There had been a smallpox outbreak on the boat, on the ship, so they had to quarantine. Paul Revere, which if I'm not mistaken, he is the guy that allegedly said the British are coming. Although I don't think he actually said it, but well, he was one of the 116 people involved in the Boston Tea Party, which is kind of cool if you think about it. So the place where the actual Boston Tea Party occurred was at the intersection of Congress and Purchase Streets in Boston, which used to be underwater, obviously, but now it's just a busy street. And the tea that was destroyed wasn't even originally British, it was from China. So yeah, that is it. That is the Boston Tea Party. It's just they were angry because no taxation without representation. They knew that all the profits from the tea were going to the British, and then the taxes were also going to the British, and that didn't seem fair, and it wasn't fair. So it just did this, and that just escalated things further. And 2 years later, not even 2 years later, the American Revolutionary War would break out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much to say, so I hope you found it interesting. I hope you liked it, and yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.